Welcome back to the channel. It's going to be a quick video, unedited. I might say stupid things I don't agree with later. I'm actually just bored, so I'm going to make a video on ITM and some other graphite players, as I believe graphite will stand to make you money in the future. I could be wrong, though. Look what happened to lithium. If you pick the right lithium company with a good capex to how much money they make, meaning they don't have to spend $100 million to make $400 million, something like that. Good project in a rising sector like lithium. This is the best example you can probably get. Core lithium. You buy low, sell high. So when the lithium price got this high, you could do rough sums of how much lithium went to a car and say, well, that's a lot of money just on lithium. Is that sustainable, etc.? And you could have sold high. You could have sold here. It still would have been better than here, and this could probably go up. This company now is in the money-making phase, so they can get that money and they expand. And lithium could be, and graphite could be like the iron ore. Like these companies, BHP, are making so much money. If they start doing iron ore, they got the cost so low. They get out of the ground for $20, and they're selling it for like $100 to $200 in the good times. Buy low, sell high. So anyway, we'll go to ITM. So there's a lot of graphite projects you can invest in. And this one's got something better than that one. This one's got a better location. This one's got better grade, etc. But this one is up there with the best, in my opinion, ITM. So bear in mind, we could be here in graphite. This is like today, tomorrow. We wait a long time for nothing, but that demand is coming. That Tesla is slowly making the cars cheaper. So is BYD. So is everyone else. People are getting solar panels on the roof. So it's incrementally, day by day, going to electric vehicles. They'll be sped up by Tesla getting it right faster. It's just time also. Like, we got these great cars now, diesel cars that go forever anyway. You spend $200 or $10,000 a year to fill it with petrol, depending how far you're going to travel. So that's beats spending 60 grand on a new, or 100 grand in Australia, sorry. So, but we're slowly going to electric vehicles. Won't happen overnight. And I expect the batteries now using graphite, and will continue to use graphite for the next decade and probably beyond, because the further we go, the harder it is for competitors to come in and replace the lithium-ion battery with graphite, which they're pumping out now in large scale and slowly improving as well. So this company was good because I believe they have a good capex, meaning they don't have to spend a lot of money to build the mine, given their location. And that means they don't have to raise 300 or 400 million, meaning they're going to dilute the share price. Probably never even get the mine built because it costs so much. They'll probably have to raise $100 million, and they can make that per year when the graphite demand picks up, as it looks like it will happen. Looks logical. Could be wrong. Something might come out of nowhere. But I saw a big truck of Teslas coming past today. It's in Perth, West Australia. Like, there's more and more Teslas coming the road. More and more BYDs. My next car will probably be electric. So anyway, back to this. So ITM, what do you need when you have a graphite company? You want something with low capex, meaning they have to raise $300 million, they have to raise $100 million to make $100 million a year. They need a big deposit, so something that's going to last 50 years. You're going to die before then probably, but you want something with a big deposit because they're not restrained by, if they want to ramp up, go from 100,000 tons to 300,000 tons a year. They're not constrained on stuff in the ground. And we might need all those amounts in the future if graphite's going to be the thing of choice. So these guys got these ones here, east and west, like a 50-year deposit probably, if they get it right. They got the Sugarloaf one, which is similar size to this, huge. And they got this one, which it's all drilled out. Metallurgy's done, means it will go in the battery. So these ones, they just got to confirm the metallurgy, get the best way to process it in the battery grade stuff. And they got big deposits here. This company is about $30 million with about $8 million cash, and they're just drilling now. So they've just drilled out the Sugarloaf one, and they moved out the drill rigs to here. It's already being drilled. Like, they've confirmed there's graphite there. They just want to drill out more, do more testing to find the best way to get into the battery. It's all on like farmers' land also. So basically they'll rent the land off the farmers, reimburse them, which is a small percentage of the cost, and there go forth. So take in mind, local workforce, they'll have, it's going to come out of the ground here, get processed here probably, and then get shipped to Whyalla, which is already port doing iron ore, and then get sent overseas. They're making round balls and maybe in coated as well. And this is RNU. RNU is about a $500 million company. Reason being, they've drilled it out more, done the metallurgy. They've actually got a grant from the government, so they're a bit further ahead. ITM, I take it in the future those announcements will come for ITM as they did for RNU. And that's where you really make the money when that announcement comes out that, oh, they got a free government grant. Oh, they got into the battery. Oh, they're raising money here. So that's where you make the money, picking the share before the announcement comes out, because it just seems logical. That's just my opinion. So ITM, what more can I say? Let's go through the quarterly activities. Well, this is just one saying they're moving the drill rig to here. Going to drill it out more. Already being drilled. They got 60 meters at 6%. It's not huge grade, these guys, but they got a huge thing, and grade isn't everything, I believe, with graphite. That means moving less dirt, but yes, it's not everything in my opinion. Though it is good to have better grade. So we're going to their, this one here, quarterly activities, is it? Basically, team they've been drilling. I think they had 7 million to start with. After this, they're going to spend 7 million, but they'll have 6 million after that. And they'll have to raise money again. But they'll probably, the guy running this company is pretty smart. He's not going to raise money at low prices. All these companies, it probably just pays to wait it out for that graphite demand comes. Share price goes up, and then raise money. Like, if I was running this company, that's how you do it. You have to be patient. Just my opinion, could be totally wrong. So moving along, one of the better companies. This is due to price, location, deposit size in Australia. So we'll leave it at that for ITM. WKT, these guys, they're actually building the mine as we speak. They've raised the money. They're about half debt, half equity. 60, I think they're more like 80 million or 70 million to buy now. Always go to here for the actual thing. 70 million. Comes with this will come with a mine that's going to be finished this year that will be making graphite and making money. They say after, when they get into production, it's ramped up. They make 50 million to 60 million a year, leaving them with 25 million cash after taxes and expenses. So if that comes true, it's going to do a double or triple, in my opinion. Like, how much would you pay for a company that's making $25 million after tax and expenses? And take in mind, if they do that $25 million after tax and expenses, doing their 40,000 tons per year, they're going to spend that extra money, or people throw money at them, to get 80,000 tons, doubling that number. And this is before the graphite shortfall is to come. They're not going into the graphite battery market. They're going to the other graphite markets because they get more money at the moment. And that could change with time. As all demand's going to be, the real demand is for the battery stuff, which is a lower price at the moment, and that could change. And the stuff they get now that goes into their other markets, they could just mill that down into the smaller stuff for the battery market. So this one, a bit more expensive, but it's because you basically get a finished mine that could be finished this year and print out money. Is risk, it is in Africa, like maybe it doesn't go right. But even if they say they're going to make 25 million after cost and tax, if that's even 10 million, that's going to be pretty good. Bear in mind, all these companies, they're not going to just get everything right straight away. There's going to be hiccups along the way. And these guys, WKT, are doing it now. So they're going to get to these issues before everyone else and hopefully overcome them. And that's a risk. And then we'll just finish with this stock. There is heaps of other stocks out there. You just have to do the rough numbers on them. But ITM, WKT seem top of the pack to me. And this one is a rough in, bit more risk, but it's only $5 million. I think it's about $2 million cash. And they're next to their neighbors with a huge graphite deposit, like one of the biggest in the world, high grade. Mason Graphite's one that they're going to do a joint venture on. So these guys will just hold off too, probably, until they can. This here was an announcement of a graphene battery thing. Basically, just a silly announcement. They shot up. And if we go back to this, like, I'm not sure what I mean, like, they just shoot up for no reason. So we're just on a lull now, no excitement, probably time to buy in. You don't buy in after, like, the hype sets in. That's how you lose money. So these guys, you'll have to wait, probably have to wait a while. But they're going to wait for that graphite demand to come in. Then they can raise money, drill out more. They got like 25 to 30% grade here. and a lot of things is happening around where they are. Other companies are building big things because they've got hydropower there. So to process graphite, it takes a lot of electricity. So they're in the right area. Bit more risky because they're on the small side of the deposit at the moment. They need to do a lot more drilling. But for 5 million, you're going to a lot more X's if they get it right. Imagine that becomes a $100 million company. That's a 20 million X. Sorry, a 20X. But you have to take into account dilution, of course. But 5 million is a low starting point if they're getting it right. They got graphite at surface. You can watch all their videos here. High grade graphite at surface that can get processed with hydropower. And their neighbour's going to build the power lines to their mine, so they might be able to piggyback off that or something. The government might help them out. So yeah, bit more risk, but bit more reward if it gets it right. So I'll leave it at that. Like Rainy Nord. I just like to go to here to finish it off with other companies you can look at. Also IG6 actually. This company's got a smaller deposit. They bring out an announcement of expanding today. So they might have, they're on the lower side of what you want in the ground from a company. But they've got the pilot plant. There's not going to be a lack of stuff in the ground. There's going to be a lack of the stuff, the processed stuff. So the stuff that comes out of the ground gets turned to round balls and then gets coated, which this company is doing a pilot plant on doing. The deposit is probably just big enough once they drill it out more. So I think they're under 100 million tons in the ground. That's off this. But if they drill this out, which they have been doing, maybe they get to 5 million tons, which is big enough. You don't want to go below. You want probably at least, I know you have to do the sums, but you want 100,000, 200,000 coming out of the ground each year for 20 years. So 5 million tons does that easily. Thing I don't like about this company, they are getting it out of the ground here and taking it here to process it. And it's probably going to go to China or overseas, so I'm not sure why they're not just processing it all here, but maybe they know something I don't. Anyway, local workforces, stuff like that. So, back to this one. Yeah, here's some companies you can compare and go look into them further. This company's pretty good. 60 million tons in the ground. They got a deal with a big POSCO, a big battery maker. They're like 150 million, but could be worth the extra money. Not sure. Bit too expensive for me. Renascore, really good, but already $500 million company. Telga's probably the best. They got huge high grade, right near the battery makers and car makers in Sweden. Hydropower, everything there, but obviously they're expensive to buy. Mason Graphite, I think only 20 million. Huge resource, 11 million tons, high grade. But they're doing a joint venture on that, and they're going to have a huge capex. They're going to have to raise $1.4 billion, which will dilute the share price quite a bit. But maybe the government gets it over the line. Yes, because it's in the government's interest to get their own graphite in their own country for their own electric vehicles. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching this boring video. I'm pretty sure I've seen every single graphite company, but comment below if you have a good graphite company. Give me the rough figures, how much it costs to buy them, how much it's going to cost them to build the mine, much mine life, grade, etc. Don't just say this company's good, or say what do you think about this company. If you're going to say what you think about this company, maybe do your own research and just do a quick Google search and get some rough figures and comment below to start with. Anyway, thanks for watching. You can also invest in anything in the battery space. Buy low, sell high. Lithium price. So remember, the price of the metal normally determines where the share price goes, along with where the company is in their stage of getting it out of the ground. So lithium price has gone from here to here. So this is where I think we could be with graphite. Anyway, here. Couldn't even be here, just waiting. Demand after supply goes crazy. And if you did a rough sum, you say, oh, it costs $5,000 for the lithium in a car. That's a bit expensive. Can't really stay that high, surely. And you'd probably be right. If you're thinking, well, that's expensive, you're probably right. So you want to buy low, sell high. You're never going to pick the very bottom or the very top. But you can probably say, yeah, that's low, pretty low. And you can probably say, yeah, that's pretty near the top. I'm happy with that. And remember, things don't just go up forever. So when it keeps going up, they say it's going to go up forever. Do the rough sums and think about it. Think about the best options. Not financial advice, just my opinion. And I'll see you in the next video.